Hello, morning. Here are your headlines at 6 o'clock. And the Chancellor's boost for parents. Jeremy Hunt's first budget is expected to announce 30 hours of free childcare a week for working parents of 1- and 2-year-olds.
Significant support then for the parents of young infants, but it's how much everything else is costing that's bringing businesses and households to the brink. I'm in Liverpool asking people, if you had the ear of the Chancellor this morning, what would you be asking him?
More strikes across England as thousands of teachers and junior doctors walk out in disputes over pay.
A birthday to remember. Star of the Oscar-winning short film An Irish Goodbye talks to BBC Breakfast about hobnobbing with the stars on the day he turned 31.
In sport this morning, City in 7th heaven. Erling Haaland scores 5 as Pep Guardiola's side thrash RB Leipzig to reach the Champions League quarter-finals.
Now, a number of cough medicines that are sold at pharmacies are being withdrawn because of fears over safety. There are concerns of a very rare chance that some people could have an allergic reaction linked to an ingredient called Volcadine. People are being encouraged to check the packaging of any cough tablets or syrups they have at home and speak to a pharmacist if that ingredient is present.
13 minutes past 6, and we all remember Brian May on the roof of Buckingham Palace, don't we?
Yes.
For the Jubilee a few years ago. Well, the Queen guitarist has been back to Buckingham Palace to receive a knighthood for services to music and charity.
Yes, he was given the honour by King Charles at Buckingham Palace, and it comes less than a year after the late Queen appeared on screen tapping out the beat of We Will Rock You over tea with Paddington Bear. Of course, the song famously written by the man on the right.
I wonder whether the man on the right will play any role in the coronation concert in May. He might be back again at Windsor Castle. Yeah, we still haven't got the full list of performers, have we?
Yeah.
But he looks very proud to have his medal and his new honour. Well done to Brian.
Let's have a look at this morning's newspaper, shall we? We're going to start with the front pages. And the Times, expectations for the budget dominate. Times reporting that the government hopes to encourage people back to work by announcing 30 extra hours of childcare a week for 1- and 2-year-olds, as well as more funding for the existing policy for 3-year-olds. That story you mentioned earlier on the programme. Yeah,
we're looking at the budget this morning, looking ahead. The Mirror saying that Britain is crying out for help and makes an appeal to the Chancellor today to offer us all a brighter future by tackling inequality and child hunger and by rewarding heroic key workers. That's what they want to see today.
Jeremy Hunt is poised to trigger a backbench revolt by going ahead with a corporation tax rise from 19% to 25%, according to The Telegraph today. It quotes Conservative MPs who say the measure is a tax on jobs and growth and claim it would have a chilling effect on the whole economy.
Budget arguments have already started before the budget.
It hasn't happened. We know what's in it.
The Metro leading this morning on the news that our correspondent James Landale was just telling us about, that a Russian fighter jet has reportedly downed a US spy drone over the Black Sea near Ukraine. The paper quoting US officials saying that attack risks unintended escalation.
Now, many of which, of course, previewing the Chancellor's budget today. The Financial Times then expects Jeremy Hunt to announce increased investment in businesses in what's being described as a budget for growth. Crying out for the help reads the front of the Mirror. There, as you can see, a message to the Chancellor to be fair to those who need it most. Now, on the same line, the Telegraph leads with Hunt faces revolt over tax rise in budget. And The Guardian highlights the £4 billion worth of childcare funding expected to be announced for parents of 1- and 2-year-olds in England. The Times says more free childcare to get parents back in jobs. The Eye also focusing on childcare there and the expected announcement of an extra 30 hours a week for toddlers. As does the Mail, the headline there, free preschool childcare in back-to-work budget. Meanwhile, the Express calls it Hunt's carrots and sticks to get Britain growing. Now, away from the budget, the Metro has the story of the American drone brought down by a Russian fighter jet over the Black Sea near Ukraine. And on a much lighter note, the Star has the naturalist and broadcaster Bear Grylls advocating eating parts of animals that most of us would probably rather not. Yeah, there's a reason we don't eat them. We'd probably rather not, if you don't mind. And if you want to see any of those front pages again or read the stories, just scan the QR code on your screen.